Happy NFL Sunday, guys. Welcome back to Bald Father Bets. If you're winning alongside of us, if you are betting with us, please subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on because I do make posts throughout the day if I see anything else come up outside of the video. Like and comment, what your thoughts are, any plays that I didn't make, anything you're against us on, anything you're with us on. Let us know your thoughts, but we'll always keep the picks free, just trying to grow the channel. So recap of yesterday where we went 7-5 in college football Saturday. Got out to a 3-2 start in the morning, 2-1 in the afternoon, and then 2-2 to close. So Boston College, South Carolina, and Memphis gave us the covers in the morning, whereas Michigan and Wisconsin did not. So that got us out to 3-2. Then in the afternoon, Billy Napier and Florida let us down once again. That has to stop. Billy Napier has to be fired. There's way too much talent on that team for how they're playing. You can see it in spurts sometimes when they do well, but defense completely lost against Texas A&M. I will say this, we were on Florida +5 when it was supposed to be Connor Weigman starting. I actually would have been on A&M -3 with Reed starting. I think Reed's a lot more dynamic of a quarterback. I don't think he's going to be a better NFL quarterback. I don't think either of them are going to be good NFL quarterbacks. I wouldn't take him in the NFL over Weigman. Weigman clearly has a shoulder issue going on right now that's limiting his throwing capability. But in college, I like Reed more. So then in the afternoon, got the wins with Oklahoma and Oregon. Oklahoma was close. Oregon was never close. They kind of finally had their breakout game. And then we move on to the evening where Texas won in the whole thing that we've been betting on Texas week 1 and week 3, where they had big spreads that they need to cover, truly came to fruition when Quinn Ewers went down and Arch Manning had to come back in. Again, we've been on Texas because there's very little drop off when they go from Quinn to Arch, and they run still a very aggressive playbook. And I think there's an agreement between Sark and Arch that would happen. Hey, when you come in late in games, we're not just going to be handing it off. You're going to get to actually run the full offense. And you saw that when Arch had to come in and play the full game. There was very little drop off, and Texas dominated that game. And then we got the win with Colorado. Again, very easy. And then Georgia very much let us down and broke our hearts, especially since we added a second unit on them at -21 when we already had -23.5, and that never had any chance at covering. College football is a weird thing. Kentucky gets blown out by South Carolina the week previous, and then they lose to Georgia by 1 point, and actually probably should have won the game. A little bit more aggressive play calling from their offense and Mark Stoops, and there's a shot that they actually get out of Lexington with a win, but Georgia held on. They're a championship team, and championship teams tend to find ways to win games when they shouldn't win. So again, 7-5 yesterday, bringing our overall record on the year to 47-33. So looking into NFL Sunday now, recap of the picks that we've already made earlier in the week, and then whether or not you should take those lines now if you weren't able to get in, and then we will pick every rest of the game on the slate as we move forward. So what we already have in, we have the Raiders plus the 10. I would not take that one now unless you can get it at +9 or better. 9 covers 3 field goal difference, and then it covers the weird situation where when teams are down by 2 touchdowns late and then they score a touchdown, they go for 2 rather than going for 1. It's a killer for bettors who have underdogs at +7, +7.5. But if you have +9, you get both those situations covered. So probably okay to take it at +9, +9.5, or if you can still get the 10, that's okay. We have the Packers at +3. That number has come down. I wouldn't take it at anything under the 3. That way you get the push on a field goal game. And then into the afternoon, we have the Bengals at +6 for 2 units. You can actually get that at a better number now with T. Higgins being out. So if you have not placed that one yet, you can place it and actually get the 6.5 on the Bengals. And then we have the Bears at +7 on Sunday Night Football. I don't think there's any books still offering +7. I would not take it unless you can get the 7. That way, if we push on a touchdown game, I actually think there's a chance the Bears keep this one a lot closer than a touchdown. But just to be safe, I wouldn't take that at anything less than the 7 if you can't get it anymore. So, looking then at the other games that we have to cover. We are going to be taking the Saints plus the 6.5 against the Cowboys. Understand Lattimore's out, going to be difficult to cover CeeDee Lamb, but the Saints do have a very good overall defense. Offense looked very good, and obviously playing the Panthers, but offense looked very good in week 1. I just think it's quite a bit of points. Oftentimes, though, I think we're either going to be in this one early or it's going to be over. Cowboys tend to blow teams out, or when they get behind on teams early, they tend to lose the game. So I actually think there's a chance Saints could get the win if they get up early, but we'll see how that goes. 1 unit on the Saints plus the 6.5. We already had the Lions at -7. Sorry, that's one that I missed. You could still get the -7 at some books, and we're actually going to double down on that one and take the Lions at 2 units now at -7. Like them, Buccaneers have a ton of injuries coming into this game, especially on the defensive side. I think they're going to have a difficult time slowing down the Lions offense and the Lions offensive line with how much they've lost at the defensive line, and then the fact that their number 1 corner is out. I think Amon-Ra should kind of show that he's still the best wide receiver on that team after the Rams really shut him down in week 1. Already talked about the Colts and Packers. Again, we like the Packers plus the 3 for 1 unit. Would not take that one unless you're able to get the 3. Jets Titans, like the Jets here, minus the 4. We're going to continue to follow this trend that we have. Well, we bucked the trend in the first week and we lost because of that. But Jets defense does well against teams with very low QBRs, and they do poor against teams with high QBRs. Titans are a low QBR team. Like Rodgers to kind of have things clicking a little bit better. Should the timing on his throws to his wide receivers, especially Garrett Wilson, should be better in this game, and we like the Jets minus the 4. 49ers and Vikings, taking the Vikings plus the 5. Addison being out is huge, but obviously Justin Jefferson still in, best wide receiver in the NFL. The 49ers have struggled a bit with the Vikings under the 2 current coaching staffs. Got blown out actually last year up in Minnesota. I think it was either Sunday or Monday Night Football. Can't exactly remember. But like the Vikings in this spot, everyone's on the 49ers, obviously, with how well they played in week 1. Taking the Patriots plus the 3.5 against the Seahawks. 1 unit on that, 1 unit on the Vikings. Nothing crazy there. We're going to be taking the Giants plus the 1.5 against the Commanders. Again, 1 unit on that. And if you choose just to not bet that game, wouldn't blame you. I mean, who wants to sit there and watch Giants versus the Commies? That sounds awful. Chargers and Panthers. We are going to take the Panthers plus the 5.5. Don't love it. But in no way can you lay 5.5 with the Chargers here. There's just absolutely no way. This is a classic Chargers actually lose the game outright spot. Panthers looked like maybe the worst team in the NFL. Looked like Georgia or Texas from college can beat them. That's a joke. People who say that college teams can beat NFL teams don't understand football. The Panthers are in a good bounce back spot here. This number has ballooned well above the 3, which is where it kind of should be based on model predictions. So we will be taking the Panthers plus the 5.5 in this spot. Gonna lay the 2.5 with the Jaguars. I don't love this if the teams were equally healthy. The Browns are still missing their 2 starting tackles, and that proved extremely crucial in their game against the Cowboys. Could not keep Deshaun Watson upright. Deshaun Watson is a shell of what he was when he was with the Houston Texans already. And I actually kind of like this Jaguars pass rush. So we're going to be taking them. They should have gotten the win against Miami week 1. Look for them to have a bounce back here. So we are going to take the Jaguars minus the 2.5. Then we move into the afternoon slate where we have 3 games. Rams and Cardinals going to start us off here. Like the Rams in a pick. This line has come all the way down to a pick. It has a lot to do with the injuries that the Rams have. They're missing 3 starting offensive linemen. They are missing Puka Nacua. I think McVay will find a way to get it done. He has owned Arizona, and he's 8-0 in his past 8 games. A lot of that has to do with the advantages he had over the Cliff Kingsbury staff. I think this Arizona staff is much, much better currently than they were when they had Kingsbury. But I like the Rams to get a win here against the Cardinals. Think it'll be a very close game late, and think they find a way with Cooper Kupp making a few plays late to get them a win. Steelers and Broncos, we like the Broncos plus the 3. Like this one quite a bit, but still only going to do that for 1 unit. Rams is also only 1 unit. Still only going to do the Broncos for 1 unit just because I don't want to put multiple units on the Denver Broncos currently with Bo Nix at quarterback. But the Steelers did not score an offensive touchdown in their first game. I don't really know why everyone's loving the Steelers today. There's not really any indication that you should love them. They seem to have all the same problems on offense that they previously had. They are at the Broncos. Broncos have an excellent defense, and we will be taking them plus the 3 for 1 unit. Then Bengals and Chiefs, where we already have the Bengals plus the 6 for 2 units. And again, you can actually get that one at a better number now. So if you did not take that one, recommend you get in on there and get those Bengals at plus the 6.5. We're taking that for 2 units. And then we have Sunday Night Football, where we already have the Bears plus the 7 for 1 unit. Again, I would not recommend taking that unless you can get the 7. That Houston Texans home crowd is pretty raucous. It is a very excellent home field advantage, and I would say that I'm a little bit nervous about that one, but I do like the Bears' overall team structure. Again, this has nothing to do with Caleb Williams versus CJ Stroud. Whether you love Caleb or you hate Caleb, the Bears have a very good overall team, and I think 7 points is a little too much. So that's the plays for today. Happy NFL Sunday. Again, make sure you have your notifications turned on, as I will make any posts for any halftime bets that we need to make, or anything that changes between now and then. But again, if you're betting with us, if you're winning with us, please subscribe, share the video, like, comment what you like, what you don't like, any plays you think that I'm way off on, anything that you're in love with. Love to have the interaction with you guys. So happy Sunday and have a great day.